This lesson plan was designed to explore the theme of people and culture through the topic of good luck and bad luck. The objective was to strengthen pupils' speaking and listening skills by encouraging them to classify superstitions and discuss their meaning in a podcast-style conversation. By integrating cooperating learning strategies such as think, pair, share, and communicate language teaching, the lesson aimed to foster teamwork, courage, and critical thinking. Pupils were guided to identify superstition and categorize them as good luck or bad luck.
Based on the findings, I can conclude that both lesson objectives were successfully achieved. For Objective 1, pupils were able to identify and classify at least 5 superstitions into good luck and bad luck correctly during the group worksheet activity. They worked well together, discussed their answers, and used the color paper activity to organize their ideas effectively. For Objective 2, pupils successfully discussed at least two superstitions with a partner in a podcast-style conversation. Most pupils spoke confidently using appropriate simple English, and some even expanded their responses by relating the superstitions to Malaysian beliefs. Overall, the lesson activity were effective in helping pupils achieve the intended learning outcomes while encouraging collaboration, communication, and active participation.
Next, I will discuss the weaknesses and possible improvements for this lesson plan. The first weakness is the limited speaking scaffolding. Students are asked to carry out a podcast-style discussion, but they are not given sentences, sentence starters, or useful expressions. This may cause weaker students to struggle when expressing their ideas. The second weakness is the time allocation. The podcast discussion, peer interaction, and class presentation are all expected to be completed within 8 minutes, which may not be sufficient for meaningful participation. The third weakness is that the topic of superstitions may not be equally familiar or engaging for all Form 2 students. Some students may have limited knowledge of local or international superstitions, making it difficult for them to understand the listening activity. To improve this lesson plan, the teacher can first provide speaking prompts such as I think, because, in my opinion, and what do you think, to support students during the discussion. Secondly, the teacher can reduce the number of presentation pairs or allocate more time for the speaking activity so students have enough time to participate. Lastly, the teacher can activate students' prior knowledge by showing pictures or short videos of common local and international superstitions before starting the lesson. This will help students better understand the topic and participate more confidently. Overall, these improvements can make the lesson more engaging, supportive, and effective for all learners.
For the activities, for the first one, we did an activity called Good or Bad Luck, which is where they will hear 3 audios about superstitions, and they will guess in their groups, in their island, whether it is good or bad luck. And next, we did a Listen and Identify, where we showed a podcast between a Malay student and a British guest, where they would talk about superstitions in their respective region. So they hear that, and they were given a worksheet and some pictures, which are answer cards, and they will stick them onto the paper whether the superstition is good or bad luck. And for the final activity, which is in pairs, they will do a superstitious podcast because they already listened to a podcast, and now they will apply that knowledge and the experience into the pair work, where they will talk about 2 superstitions, whether the superstition one is good and one is bad luck. So that's all for the activity.
So now, let us reflect back on our whole lesson. For the strength, our lesson went on smoothly with interesting topic and fun activities, helping the students to feel more engaged and understand the topic being taught better. The use of picture answer cards also helped the students to feel more excited with the learning, making it a successful learning session. For the limitation, we spent too much time on the induction set, and it made the rest of our lesson feel a little rushed, leaving us with little to no time with the 2 main activities that require a lot of time to work properly.
Okay, now let's talk about recommendation, or can I say suggestion for improvement. Okay, so first, I think we need to make our induction activity more simple, because it takes too much time for our lesson plan. And next, I think we need to make our closure more engaging and fun for the students.
The lesson successfully achieved its objective by enabling pupils to identify, classify, and discuss superstition while practicing authentic spoken interaction. The use of audio resource and podcast-style discussion created a lively and interactive environment, allowing pupils to connect cultural knowledge with language learning. Key outcomes included improved confidence in speaking, better listening comprehension, and the ability to evaluate ideas critically. Reflecting on this experience, the lesson demonstrates the value of combining cultural content with communicate activities, making language learning both practical and engaging.